Department of Applied Physics of this university. I have been collaborating with the Television of Galicia and its radio since the year 2000 in science-related issues under different programs, presenting and coordinating some contents. Well, we have some distinguished speakers today, which are going to present us some examples of collaboration between universities and radio and televisions. We have planned 10 minutes for the speaker. Fernando is going to adapt his talk to reduce the sheet of time. And we're going to start by Tena Perisin. She's the senior editor at HRT, assistant professor of television journalism at the University of Zagreb. Now she's working as daily editor of the HRT and supervises the cooperation with Student TV, which is a non-profit television channel established at the University of Zagreb. She is going to show us the best Croatian practice of cooperation of Croatian public service with universities. And, well, she's going to present two examples as far as I know. So, Tina.
Okay. I have a PowerPoint, but I will first go through some slides, and maybe if there will be time, I'll show you some short video clips. Just to show you how Croatian television is cooperating with the university. Actually, there was some other. There were some other examples of cooperation, and before internship was very regular thing. But you know, under pressure, Croatian television, Croatian radio television had to fire all the freelancers, and because of that, there was also fear to use internship and to use trainees as a working force, because that was always could be considered as a hidden work, you know. Which they made program Radio Sova. Sova is the bird, you know, which is watching in the night. What is the owl? The owl. Owl, yeah. So that's what the students are doing. Actually, students from University of Ojea are completely producing night program. And on Saturdays, when young people are going out, they're producing radio program from 6 p.m. and until the morning, you know, actually from to 6 o'clock in the morning. So on Saturdays they produce it from 6 p.m. to 6 o'clock in the morning, and they have shows and a lot of music, of course, but they also deal with various topics, whatever it's interesting to the young audience. Then there are some other agreements, and it's also all contracts made by Croatian radio television, also with the Faculty of Arts and Science in both Split and in Zagreb. And they produce also for the radio 2 hours program on topics about student issues, and the programs made by students for students. And at that time, you know, I was already teaching at journalism studies, and their students have they started also, the students started their student television. And this is what earlier was playing, and I can show you if you wish, but I don't want to interrupt. They produce a lot of packages, they produce promo videos, and at the end of my PowerPoint I will show you some clips, because just not to interrupt this. And so when seeing what they're able to produce, then even the management of Croatian radio television decided to give them space. They also they produced as a student project documentary on 50 years history of HRT. which is being repeated every year on Croatian radio television. Even this year, on 15th of May, they will show it many ways, but student television actually passed all the rights to Croatian radio television. But that was made as a student project. Then HRT4 started to show student packages and gave the space first just by giving them slot and picking different packages, and their slogan was create your own television, because this is telling that kids are creating something new. Maybe we are not even foreseeing what they will create. Actually, that will be their own television, and actually even the viewers of the old public service can watch in front of their eyes creation of that new TV and what these kids want to do. There was no 5 years old. Many of them today unemployed, lost jobs, and this young generation who is trying to find their place in life. And all these debates were filmed, and some of that was also shown on our on Croatian public service. And this was that project. If they will have time, I will show you one. This is one of these old people who is also a stepper, and we had the show in front of the in the auditorium. And I want to show you at the end that the HRT4 Facebook page also promotes mostly by young people. For example, this was just a part of the concert, and it was like a fight against stupidity. That was the call of the concert. It was very. It was shared on all the other Facebook pages of young people. Of course, the age is 25 to 34, so that means that it attracts young audience. The reach was also very high, and especially I have one more example when that was the students made a package about occupied Croatia. Also, the share was 211. Maybe it doesn't look a lot, but for Croatia it's a lot, and it's also because the share is all among young population and student population. And so it's, but the students, of course, there's some problems. Now there will be vacations, so when there are vacations they're not paying the students, so they will not be motivated, then you have to stop for 2 months. And also, now we have extreme understanding of the management. What will be, because in Croatia they're still changing the management, but our management temporarily understood, that this is the way to get young people, and now young people, students, who know other students, they know that for them this new channel is something they know. They know that they have 2 times a week 20-minute slot, and that their packages are visible everywhere. So that was my PowerPoint, and if there will be time later,
is in a very serious financial situation. Necessity is the motherhood of invention. We have to find, or we had to find last year, out of our total budget of 400 million, my colleague Paul Joy went through this yesterday, we had to find savings of about 65, 70 million. That's kind of a lot of money. That gave us the idea to look at our regional presence. Because Ireland is so small, so the purpose of this was reduce cost. That's Ireland. That was it. That's Ireland. It's small. These are our main regional centres. For Irish television, because Ireland is so small, these centres contribute to national news gathering. Anyone who has studied the Irish economic situation will know our downfall was what was called the property bubble. Property prices in Ireland are even still prohibitive. Rents in those regions very high. We would pay, in some cases, you're looking at a rental situation of between 70, 80, maybe when you put all of your costs in, 100,000 euro a year. Very, very expensive. So, we came up with the idea that, yeah, we can flick out there. They're the 5 main centres, go all the way up to Waterford, Dundalk, Sligo. Yeah. All of those areas has what we call an IO. So that was coincidence. So we went along, Paul and myself at the time. All of these colleges offer a 3rd level degree. They're state-funded, as I say, technical colleges, technical universities, polytechnics. Whatever term suits you in your country, we call them institutes of technology. You can get your PhD, your master's, your bachelor's. This is where you go. So, we went along. This was our proposition. We want to move our operation, our regional operation, say in Athlone, we want to move it into your college, into your university. We want you, more or less, to give us free rent, free power, free heat, and in return, we are the national brand leader within the communications industry. We will work with you in putting something into your college courses. Athlone has no media studies course, but it has a sports degree course. Sports management, sports science, fitness, event management. Show the pictures if you want to. No problem. Okay. So, what we are now devising with Athlone is that in their sports degree course, we, RTE, will input a 12-week media module. So into you're taking the sports degree course. As part of it, we will run a course in how to deal with the media, how to deal with an outside broadcast unit, how to do public relations for radio, television, and online. We will actually devise a course with them and we will teach it. That's the proposal at Athlone. Another college, this one interesting, as part of what we're discussing with them, Dundalk, we hope in 2 years' time that we will have the CRTVG conference in this college or university. And we said to them, we will bring you the CRTVG conference. We will bring it to your town. We want to move our studio, our presence into your college. Also, their facilities for radio, for television, for online are excellent. They're 1 hour from Dublin. So we are looking at the possibility of basing our in-house training operation in Dublin. Yeah, next or whatever we have there. Sligo. No media course, but this college specialises in e-learning. So now we're talking to them about us, with them, joining together and doing an e-learning course for retirees online in technology. To teach retirees, people 60 plus, how to use their smartphones, basic, and how to build up building their own website. And that again, we will jointly. Same principle, we move from our studios, from our buildings, we don't pay the rent anymore, we move into their buildings. Finally, on the west coast, documentary and film, and we're saying, okay, we will look at the course, we will offer placements in RTE to people who are doing the documentary course. We will offer you maybe a 2-year position at the end of your degree course, and you can do a master's degree with us if your standard is good enough. So out of 12 students, maybe we will take 2 every year. That's what we're, again, we move our operation into their centre, and we have a legal agreement, we've got a explain yeah. We have a legal agreement with each college which says our editorial independence is ring-fenced. So you don't get special coverage, you don't get anything, we are a business partner. Waterford, south east of Ireland, we are sitting down with them now to devise with their academic staff a master's degree course in new media for new media producer directors. And again, we would offer that hopefully online, but it would be on a modular basis. People would travel to the southeast of Ireland maybe one weekend every 2 months, and at the end of it, for successful candidates, a degree course, a master's degree. Hopefully, some of this is going to generate income for RTE, but it's going to lower our cost base by us to put a global figure on it. We and Paul in particular will be very happy when we have maybe 300,000 euro, 400,000 euro less every year going into that kind of rental system. Advantages, we are, because our offices are old, we're now able to put new smart technology in as opposed to the antiquated systems that we all inherited. We're out there with a new regional audience, building a new relationship with the students, with their parents, with the directors of the colleges, keeping us in touch with what's going on in the world of academia. The bring, now we have a connection directly. Access to the leaders of the industry tomorrow, and we think fulfilling our public service remit in a new way and by increasing our presence in the regions.
Thank you, Michael, for that. So,
good numbers in audience according to Galicia possibilities. We know there are students, researchers, and also other startups in Galicia who may use us as a lab, as a laboratory, and also as a showcase for them to be well known and to get more funding. Because we don't have money. We put a little money in this, but it's not. It's just for giving. And we just called all the colleges to cooperate to bring us their ideas, and we're starting to talk about it. And unfortunately, I have to say, to be honest, that arranging this conference, by the way, it's another way of cooperation with universities. our resources and our audience to the all innovative society in Galicia to work together. And that's the idea or concept that I wanted to show you here.
Thank you, Fernando. So this is the moment for our thoughts, questions, comments.
Apart from getting free rent, do you get access as well to? I think that would be really interesting. A cooperation there, so every time there was an interesting report, you would watch and see as the regional perspective here, and being the first to tell the story.
Very much so, one preferential treatment. But obviously, we are going to have greater access to any or all of the academic work that will be going on in those colleges. And it also allows us to work as a research partner on, and just one example of the kind of research that goes on in some of those colleges. One of those colleges just completed a partnership with Disney for the last American election, so it's this time last year, where they devised a mobile app to follow the trends in the election. And Disney sold that, or bought that and used it in the US, but it's that kind of research that it puts us in there, alongside cutting-edge technology. It's a big part of our program.
But you're not having editorial meetings with them, for instance, twice a year, saying, what are you researching in the students? What would be interesting for us?
You pay to the students when they are making those night programs?
When they make a night program, I think, that's for them, they have two mentors. You mean radio programs, and actually for them that's some kind of with this program on Croatian radio television, they produce this show, and the show is brought to the Croatian radio television slot. But regarding some topics, in this they have reported some stories which no one from all the journalists, reporters didn't even think, because they don't know this world. For example, how people in Croatia are using students to be paid on student contracts, because it's much less tax. So students are very often asked, to give them to be just a mediator, so they are paid, and instead of, because if you work as a freelancer, you pay much higher tax, so students have very low tax if they work for the student contracts. So they made the whole story, and reporters follow the story. So sometimes it happens that they bring story to the focus. And also that idea that they mentioned, about this debates of older people and younger people, it was a hit in Croatia, and somehow very, very followed. But it's free, But there is a strict contract, because, actually, according to the law, as if they would be the regular trainees, then Croatian radio television has to give them some money, or at least to pay them meals, and there is, and in this way, for the kids, it's very motivating, to have their own work shown on national television. So they don't regard it as they regard it as a challenge, especially when they put the whole show.